is 10:07, I guess I was late. So the first item on the agenda is to approve the minutes of the September 8th meeting. Have a motion to approve? Thank you. So Jackie, approve, and seconded Elizabeth?
Okay.
Thank you. All in favour? Aye. Okay, that's great. Tracy, you need to leave?
If I can just go over one quick thing.
Sure.
That check for $100 that you've given me for the grasses, I couldn't put it in the capital account. Selena said I couldn't do that, so I had to put it in the Adopt a Garden account. That's a hard
I don't think it was for the capital account.
Sorry, I couldn't put it in the line account.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I couldn't put it in the line account because it didn't match anything she had. So we put it in the Adopt a Garden account. But Sue and I and Elizabeth were saying is that perhaps when we do hire Wilmer or Elder to clean up any of the gardens for the Adopt a Gardens, that money should really come out of that account and not our line account.
Okay, so wait a minute, but which gardens? Because the burn isn't an Adopt a Garden.
No, but like exit 11 if we want to.
Oh, I see, yes,
Two that
of
I
course.
have been trying to get cleaned up at exit 11, but where the paw prints has a sign, and
Yes.
then the one on the other side coming
Yes.
down from
Yes, of course.
north.
All right, no, that's fine. Makes
Okay.
sense.
So
All right.
anyway, and we talked about maybe reaching out to Elder since Wilmer's had some surgery, and Elder's a little cheaper anyway.
Okay,
So, and he does have some time in his schedule. He will definitely make time because we always take care of him every year. So he
Yes.
will make time.
So
All right.
Tracy's gonna send me his contact information and I'll go from there.
Yeah, and I'll shoot him a text and let him know you'll be reaching out to him. Also, one other thing too. I don't know. I'll email you later. My mind is a little scattered these days. So
understandably.
So that's it. So
Okay,
minutes are
Tracy.
approved. I leave you in, and I'll watch you.
All
I will watch the meeting later in the week.
right, thank you, Tracy. Good luck with
Good
it.
care. Bye, Tracy.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Nice to see you, Jamie, and best of everything.
Thank you.
Do we have a special guest, Jamie?
I'm not a guest. I just wanted to make sure that I came by. Only a couple of weeks left in my term, and wanted to say in person thank you
Oh,
to the Beautification Commission for all the work that you do. You know, it's the one commission that I actually hear all the time outside of the boundaries of Darien, how beautiful Darien is. So
Oh,
I attribute that to your very hard work on a shoestring, which I recognize that. And I know that this commission will have a really important role, has taken an important role on some important matters that are before the town regarding trees, regarding the environment. Strongly encourage you to stay engaged in those conversations for the well-being of our town. So I just wanted to say thanks.
well, thank you so
Okay,
much.
thanks
Well,
for
thank you.
stopping
That's
by.
lovely. And I think we are definitely committed. We're not only trying to employ our funds wisely, but we're actually physically working too. So we have physical cleanups at least once a month where we're doing whatever we can around town hall and in some of the Adopt a Gardens. So I think that's a good contribution too. It's nice to be seen to be out there.
Yeah.
And I was just telling someone this morning too that the plantings that we've done on the slopes are yielding so much by way of seeds and volunteer plants too, that I'm thinking of it as our nursery now. So that we'll be able to just take the plants that are popping up there and put them in our Adopt a Garden, and maybe we won't be begging for too much money in the future, but it's a good source of plants for us.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. Well, again, thank you very much for all of your ongoing efforts. Truly appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Jamie. Thank you for
Yeah,
having me.
thanks for
Really
stopping
nice.
by.
Okay.
Appreciate
Have a
it.
good day.
Good luck with everything.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have, this is for us now, we still have 2 spots open on the commission, and
One
I
of them
have-
was
And
approved.
I did send you that.
Yes,
Did
so-
you speak to her?
no, I haven't spoken to her. I sent her an email with the links, because there's a link on the website for volunteers for various commissions, and the way it works, you to go, depending on your affiliation, go through the DTC or the RTC. So I sent her that. I've sent that to everybody that's expressed interest. It's been, amazingly, we've had 4 or 5 people interested in our 2 slots.
Really?
I know,
Wow.
this is a first, isn't
So
it?
exciting.
It's really exciting.
Their names or they,
I can share the ones I can remember. There's your recommendation. There's a young girl called Katie Jarrett who I did speak to. David Bain had her call me. Very young, and I think that she's actually.
goodness,
She was approved
You know
last,
her?
Cedar Gate, I know her,
She's a young girl.
yeah, she's.
And
she was approved last week at our
Oh, she was
DTC
approved by the
meeting.
DTC, so
Yeah.
she will be nominated by the DTC then, and
She's
go to-
already been nominated.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we'll go before the Board of Selectmen. I don't know where the other people are. One was a gentleman who emailed the Beautification Commission email, and he had originally started because I think he's a landscaper and was looking to see if we needed to change our contractor for the hanging baskets. So I had copied Tracy to talk to me. He said, well, do you have any, I'd like to help. Do you have any positions? So I sent him the link as well. Obviously, I think he'd be conflicted from supplying to us if he's on the commission. But
Tricky.
yes, yeah. But anyway, he's very excited at the idea that he might serve. But I haven't heard anything further. So I don't know if he's gone to, presumably not DTC, or you would have heard.
Yeah,
But maybe he's
only
gone
her
to the
so far.
RTC. But
Are you on the DTC?
Yeah, I'm the secretary on the DTC.
so Katie's the only one I know who's going through the system right now. I don't know if the others are. Lauren also had a recommendation, and she had sent that person this.
I do have a question. Can unaffiliated people go through the DTC?
I'm sorry, can you say?
Can people with no affiliation to any party go to the DTC?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Great.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah. So maybe we'll have someone for the next meeting, but I think maybe I should pursue and find out if, what's happened with the other applications, because they may have stalled or maybe lost interest. So I'll let them know that we're still interested. Okay, the next item is, I don't know if you noticed, the signage is up on Habitat Hill. Do you like it?
beautiful.
It's
It's so much nicer than I thought it would be.
It's pretty good.
It's
Well,
substantial.
it was even bigger. The first go around we had sized something that was so enormous, and then I got really cold feet about the size of it. I thought it was just going to be, just too
This
big.
is at the berm.
No, this is down here at Habitat Hill. So it's between the slopes.
With the
Town hall?
new stairs.
Yes. So what we can do after the meeting, we'll go down and have a look at it.
Okay.
And what we did a couple of weeks ago, we had the Darien Pollinated Pathway had a tree planting with Public Works, and after that, I took some people over to look at the sign, and it was really complimented. People absolutely loved it, and they loved the fact that they could look at the plants. Hello. Okay, they could look at the plants to see the description and an explanation. There's an educational component too. And so that felt very good. I think people were very, very interested. I think the sign really, it does explain everything and kind of anchors the garden. So that's all good news. We can go and have a look.
Are the stairs open now?
No.
They're not. We'll have to walk around. Actually, we can walk down the
Is
stairs.
there a reason why the stairs have been closed?
Yes, the stairs are closed because there's no handrail.
Oh.
But Public Works is going to be installing that, and they're doing that themselves. And apparently it's not that difficult. They can do it from the staircase, so they're not going to wreck any more of the garden. And on the subject of the wreckage, I am going up to the nursery tomorrow to pick up the plants that we ordered for the bare patch where the work destroyed the plantings. So I didn't buy the full complement of plants that we need because I know that we can move some back into that area. And given that I single-handedly moved all the plants that were there, I'm quite happy to do the planting, but I probably won't be able to do it till about Saturday. So if anybody would like to help, I could send an email around when I'll actually be there.
On Saturday.
Yeah, I think it'll end up being Saturday, possibly Friday afternoon, but maybe Saturday. And what I can do is, if I don't finish, I could just leave the pots in place, and then maybe we could if anybody wants to go and dig some, just be careful because the irrigation system runs through. So before you take a big shovel, just move the earth to make sure that you don't go through the irrigation system. And then remember there's that jute matting under the soil too. So if you think there's an obstacle, there probably is, it's the matting. But if you take a pair of scissors, you just cut the matting.
We did the first.
Yes, yes, I just wanted to remind people because you don't see it, so it's easy to forget. But I will say, given that we've had huge rainfall, that the slopes are a testament to the native plants and the way the root system works, because those banks have held it in place. And I'm delighted. I really, I believe in it.
Did what it was meant to do.
Yes, exactly. It's proof. Erosion control, soil stabilization, the absorption of the water. So, so the next item on the agenda is scheduling the next cleanup, which I think would really be planting those plants. So I don't know if you all have any interest in helping.
I definitely do.
Yeah. So I'll have them tomorrow. Maybe what I could do is bring them over and position them, and then we can all get to them whenever we can over the next few days.
I can definitely do Friday for sure.
Oh, that would be
Friday
wonderful. Then let me put them in place then for Friday.
Okay.
And
Friday afternoon, you're thinking, not Friday.
I'll have them tomorrow, so I'll try and come over before Friday morning, so that you can come whenever you want to. And then remember, I did I did actually quite a detailed design that we more or less followed. I can put them in place more or less following that, and then it doesn't matter if it slips a bit, because quite frankly, they're all growing together anyway, coming in nicely. So that can be our cleanup this week.
Okay.
And like I was saying to Jamie, I do, in a way, I do think it's going to become a little bit of a nursery where we can take the volunteer plants, especially the ones that are coming up in unexpected places, and we can use them for the adopt a garden, for the berm, and for any of our other dedicated gardens. I think that'll be good. And I had also thought that where the right-hand slope, as you're looking up the staircase, the right-hand slope at the very end has this horrible burning bush in it. And I was thinking of asking Public Works to take that out. And the only thing is the irrigation system doesn't reach over that far, but I was thinking that maybe we could put some of the plants, if we are tidying up at the slopes and we don't have a place for new plants, we could always use that end as a sort of a holding bed, knowing that we might have to water a little bit. But that could be a place to hold our plants until we find homes for them, assuming we have too many to keep. I mean, it's a good problem to have. But that was just a thought.
Burning bush is definitely to be gotten rid of. It's invasive and spreads.
It's very bad, and I've also learned recently that this is why it might be a problem for a holding bed, that it poisons the ground where it grows. The root system sort of affects the soil, and it's very difficult to get things to grow for a while after you've removed it. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens if we get this removed. I think I want to give Public Works a bit of a breathing space, because we've leaned on them so much recently.
Yeah, they've been great.
They've been amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got 300 foot of hose out there for watering the trees, and they provided all the mulch, all the compost for us for the trees, and they're just a most amazing supporter. So I hope they listen to this.
Yeah.
And then the next item, we talked about having a water conservation poster that was I really started with Lauren, who's now left us, and I know Jackie's.
Is she officially?
Yes. Oh yes, Jackie's now officially on the EPC, Environmental Protection Commission. And I was thinking that, given that the topic is water conservation, as we talked about, the Aquarian smart meters and that sort of thing, that maybe we could all think about what we could put on a succinct poster, and maybe try and get something printed up or published for the spring. Just a one-pager that we could leave in town hall, or we could put in the newspaper. Something that is educational, gets people thinking, and about water conservation and why it's important. And it's it's going to be interesting because if people are thinking about floods, they'll be thinking, oh, there's too much water. But I think there'll be a way that we can sort of explain why that's happening as a separate issue from.
The newsletter that Aquarian sends out is always very
It's informative, isn't it? Yes. And I don't know if you were at one of the meetings where we talked about these smart meters, but Jackie's had a lot of experience with this. She found that it was smart up to a point.
Lauren or Jackie or Lauren?
Jackie.
Jackie.
Yeah.
I actually just put mine in.
You did.
I did go through with it. Yeah, I found the right person to do it, who was reliable.
Good.
And it did take them about 6 hours, but
Okay.
it's in place and you can manage it on your phone. So I just wanted to go through the whole process. It was a little bit rough going for the first year that we tried to get it done, but I'm pretty happy with it now.
Good. And
Fantastic.
when you spoke last time about the meter that didn't shut off unless it was
Just
actually
the
raining.
sensor, that's different. A lot of people have the sensors.
Oh,
which
yours
just-
is the meter. That's right.
Mine's the smart
sensor
controller.
isn't so
Sensor's-
sensitive.
No, it's not very, it's not perfect. It only tells your system not to turn on if it's raining in that moment. A smart controller will know if you've had a lot of rain in the last week or two and cut back on sprinkling based on weather patterns.
That's fantastic.
So that's, I think, why they get their efficiency gains of up to 50%.
Oh,
So-
right.
So, if you're not thinking about it, you could actually soak your yard in a rainy season and then have your sprinklers go on top of that. It could be difficult
Yes.
for water management, not just conservation, but also water management. So,
Well, I think that's great, and I certainly have seen my rain sensor was damaged, and I saw this year how it had a lot of rain, and then my sprinkler system would go, it would make me crazy. So, and I would switch it off, but then I'd forget to go and put it back on again. So I think that this is really a good way to go. So I think we do a good service to the town if we explain that and promote that. Okay, all right, well, we need to get thinking, well, I guess we should be thinking about that for the spring, a work product for the spring, and then that gives us plenty of time. So Tracy talked to us a little bit about the budget, didn't she?
Not much has changed.
Not much has changed. We just need to probably not hit the line account now until the spring when the hanging baskets come on. Okay, so our capital account, we still have a healthy amount in our capital account even with the new plants. So yeah, but I don't think we have any more expenses to come out of the line account. Do we? We're not maintaining the berm at the moment, are we? I mean, we're not
No.
weeding or anything there. So
Yeah, you said just to let it go.
yeah, I think that's fine because things are going to die back now, and then we'll re-examine in the spring.
Yeah, and we can do it earlier this time. We waited a little bit this year. So-
Yes, I think that's a good idea because it was pretty bad by the time we really got to it, wasn't it?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, if we really think about the extra plants that we'll have from the slopes, I think the more that we can actually go there and plant natives,
Yeah.
and as we plant, we pull out stuff, then the native plants will start to establish and hopefully outcompete a lot of the invasives. I hope so anyway, that would be a good plan. Because I have found that the slopes require not too much maintenance, but that could be because they were prepared so well by Public Works in the first place. They really did a good job of pulling out a lot of the growth that was there. And I noticed that where we haven't got rid of roots, there's greenery sprouting, but it's not too ugly and it's quite manageable if you could just pull them out. So that's certainly a good aim to just keep planting over everything at the berm. And I think, if we do that ourselves as much as we can from the plants sourced here, we wouldn't really have to dig into our budget.
That's great.
Okay, any other business? It's a nice placeholder. I couldn't think of anything else that we needed to.
Just as far as Adopt a Garden,
Yes,
Tom Costello I reached out to him a few times.
Yes.
They will be planting the dock
Oh,
shop
good.
island sometime this fall. I mean, he signed up for it back in the
Right.
spring, and I
He
sort
did,
of
yeah.
said, still waiting to see,
Yeah.
you know, but it is on his radar, so.
Fantastic.
So
Maybe
that
that's a good time for him when things slow down a bit.
should
doesn't it?
happen.
Yes. But somebody dug out the big tree of heaven that was there at the dock.
Yeah, I'll be right back. Okay, sorry.
I have no idea.
No, well, I was happy with that result anyway.
Yeah.
That was good.
Maybe he did it.
Maybe he
I
did,
don't
maybe
know.
when he was on one of his,
Planning to,
yes.
because he's planning to do it, but, you know, things,
well, it would make sense that it
just
would
had
be
a busy
him.
year.
Yes, yeah. Well, summer's crazy. Well, I suppose even the fall for them, if they're cleaning up the yards, is busy, but maybe he can find some time. And I think it would be lovely because if he plants now, then it'll be ready for the spring.
Yeah, exactly, maybe bulbs.
Yes, it would be really great. And it is kind of a bald patch there, so it'd be nice. All right, well, this was another short meeting.
And we'll plan to have Elder do those islands, so that's my other
Yes,
goal.
yes,
What-
excellent.
What about the memorial garden across from the train station?
Amy, smile.
Yeah, Amy Smile, maybe he can do that one too, because it is looking a little
Is it
scraggly.
starting after all our work?
Yeah, it's looking a bit scraggly,
Okay.
you know?
We should definitely do a spring cleanup there, because that's one that's, us.
Yes, yes.
Because that's one that actually does make you feel like you've actually done something. It looked really good after we did that one cleanup there.
Yeah.
And that's another place that can benefit from some of the plants here.
Mm-hmm.
Particularly the butterfly weed, the low one, maybe on the wall there, low down, people can see that when they walk past.
Yeah.
We should have a lot of that, because I'm going to grow some from seed as well.
So you think I should have him go the
Yeah.
2 islands and that one as well?
Yes, and I don't think it will be that much work, but it looks kind of messy, to tell you the truth.
Okay.
And I always feel bad because it is a memorial garden, you know?
Yes, that's
Yep,
true.
and
But just remember,
Yeah.
he would have to give a separate invoice for that one, because that would come out of a different account.
Right.
Yeah. But I think he's pretty good at
Okay.
separating the expenses.
Amy's is the ASG.
Yes.
Yep. So we got a lot there.
We have, that has to last in perpetuity, but that's fine, we can definitely, it's definitely.
Yeah, but a little bit will preserve it, so it's better.
Exactly,
you know,
it's
it'll-
investment, yes.
Exactly.
Yes, I agree with you, I think it's worthwhile. And then, especially if he can do some of the heavier stuff, and then we can do the more cosmetic work in the spring perhaps.
Okay.
And I know there's a lot of, is it juniper? Creepy juniper?
Yeah.
You could think about it. I mean, it's good because it covers, but it's bad because it's not very attractive. But maybe
Right.
over time we can start to pull a little bit out, but only pull out if we replant.
Right.
So we could think about that. But again, we need professional help for that, I think.
Right, oh yeah. There's that big section.
Yeah, I don't know whether it'd be possible to plant in between. Might be able to plant in between and use that as a sort of a understory planting. If we could put agastache or, I don't know, coneflower, because presumably do the deer go up there? Maybe.
Yeah, I think they come from behind and
Yeah,
yeah.
They're everywhere.
they are, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're everywhere. Well, I think we just have to experiment.
Okay,
Try
sure.
it, yeah. All right. So anything else, Sue?
No? That's-
All right, then I think we can adjourn. So motion to adjourn is 10:31.
Okay.
Elizabeth, seconded. Okay, all in agreement?
So moved.
Okay.
All 4 of us.